Like, speaking of this, because these are all things that go back in history. Do you feel like this is a bit antiquated, and like online chess is the future? Because I've spoken to people who think over the board chess it's going to be phased out because online chess has the biggest following and the most viewership and everything.
Do you mean like world championship, or you just mean over the board in
Just
general?
everything.
That's a very, very good question. I think one of the problems that you have in the chess world right now is that we're very reliant on specific individuals who fund events. You do not have corporate sponsorship for over-the-board tournaments. Now, that is a big issue, and that is something that online chess has in a different way, because at the end of the day, in the modern world we live in, it's all about eyeballs, the viewership. And on my channel, if I can show that I have 10, 20,000, whatever that number of concurrent viewership is, I will be able to get a sponsor no matter what, full stop. Whereas over the board, you don't really have those same kind of metrics that you can show in a way that sponsors understand. And so because of that, we're relying on individuals. And I think unless there's some way to get corporations involved or expand the viewership to where over the board tournaments are consistently covered in a different way, like on TV, for example, I find it hard to believe that at some point we're not going to run out of sponsors for events, and we're not just going to have stuff online in the long run. But right now, I will say one thing that's a very good sign for over the board chess is one thing when you see a lot of these streamers who are playing over the board tournaments, whether it's myself, whether it's the Botez sisters, whether it's the chess bras. You see that their viewers want to watch that. They have higher viewership than you have for just normal streams, because it's like, I feel like there's something that's just, it's very weird. You see them play online, then you actually see them in person. Viewers like that. They really do like that. That's a very big hit. So I am optimistic from that standpoint that perhaps there's some way to generate more interest to get more sponsors. But I do have to say that at the moment it seems like we're very reliant. I mean, there are two sponsors in particular. You have Rex Sinkfeld and you have Isai Scheinberg. Those are probably the two people right now who are frankly holding up top level chess, I would say. And if they were to vanish or disappear overnight, I think top level chess would be in very, very bad shape. So it's very scary. And I think, in the long term, there has to be some way to bring in corporate sponsors, or else over the board will eventually. I mean, I don't think it will necessarily die out completely, but it won't be something that people are interested in.
I think we have Superbet nowadays coming from Romania, right, which are trying to pump some money into the Grand Chess Tour. So I think that's definitely a good thing, not relying on only one sponsor, obviously.
So that's pretty much the only corporation. Like, chess has traditionally had a problem with this. I mean, every once in a while you have like an Intel or an IBM that gets involved in chess.
But they seem very dedicated.
Yeah,
least.
That's true. Superbet does seem quite.
I mean, also though, you do need the. I cannot stress this enough. This is not to take a shot at someone, but the players do have to understand that when you have these sponsors, there are a lot of these little things that they ask, and of course it's very annoying as players just want to play the chess and everything. But you have to understand that they are the people supporting it, and you do have to keep them happy, because at the end of the day, the whole Intel. I mean, the Intels and the IBMs, they were interested in chess, but unfortunately, the top chess players of the day kind of
Are we going to name any specific name?
kind of pissed them off, to put it mildly. And unfortunately, they retreated, and they're as far as I know, they're gone forever. They have no interest in doing anything with chess again.
Yeah, well, at some point they got interested a little bit again, but it's always like one or two people in the company, and then they move to a different division or something, and it just gets dropped.
Exactly.
It's always some very small thing. It never goes like straight to the top where you have real.
It's like also there are other examples too. So like in Seattle, there was this time period when there was America's Foundation for Chess, and they were very big. They sponsored the U.S. Championship, U.S. Women's Championship. They were doing a lot of scholastic programs, which they still do, fortunately. But basically the main person driving all of that, at a certain point, he got dismayed by some of the things that were going on in the chess world, and he just stopped funding it. And then just like that, the U.S. Championship and the U.S. Women's Championship sort of faded into obscurity until Rex came along. I mean, there are many examples from the 90s as well. So it is a very serious problem, and hopefully at some point we learn from the past.